how naughty has Pfizer been before this point? So maybe let's talk about some of the things you've raised on LinkedIn. You talked about CSL being disingenuous with recently their head coming out against some of this societal division. Can you please tell me about what they've been doing in terms of marginalizing your work and not allowing others to use their manufacturing facilities and so on? What did you mean by that?
So, I've been very disappointed in CSL because they try to paint themselves as a good corporate citizen in Australia, and yet I think in truth their behaviour belies that. Last year we approached the government for support for developing our vaccine. It was the first vaccine in Australia to go into human trials. And so, we thought this is something the Australian government would embrace. The feedback we got was, well, you need to manufacture the vaccine in Australia, otherwise we're not interested. So we then approached CSL and had a discussion with CSL saying, this is the situation. Here we have, a promising vaccine. It's in the clinic, but the government are not going to support it unless we can access essentially your manufacturing capability. Given that most of CSL's manufacturing capability in Australia is paid for by the Australian taxpayer, not by CSL, believe it or not.
Okay.
So all their infrastructure they use to generate their profitable drugs is paid for by the Australian taxpayer.
Right.
So we thought that they would say, yes, like everyone else, if you have a good candidate, we'll assist you, and potentially if you have funding, this is not for free. We would be paying for it. We'll give you access to our expertise and our facility. Instead, CSL said, no way, regardless of whether we have capacity or not, we have no interest in helping you. And, that was the end of the discussion.
Why would they be acting this way, in your opinion?
Well, you would have to ask CSL that. I mean, all I can do is repeat what was said, which is we have no interest in helping you. We have no intention to help you. And even if we had capacity, we would not give you access to our facility. I mean, we were stunned, but that was a very senior official speaking on behalf of CSL. And from that point, clearly the Australian government, have not supported us. And we believe that CSL have been actively lobbying the government not to support us because I guess our assumption is because we potentially could become a competitor to CSL if our vaccine was successful here. And they don't want that to happen. And CSL do have a reputation for being a monopolist. I think the US Monopoly Commission actually did an investigation into CSL many years ago with regard to plasma products and actually held that they were trying to take a monopolistic position globally on supply of those products. So this would not be the first time CSL have engaged in monopolistic